Your sympathies more on the side of Tony Blair or the Queen? The same question goes to Smith.
Well, I'm like you. I was taken in more and more. You become more and more aware of a woman of a certain age getting into a mess, really. And, of course, you become more sympathetic. I have a feeling that somehow a film like this could only be interesting if it was made by somebody who came from the other point of view. In other words, a monarchist would make us a propaganda film, or a Republican would, we might make an extreme film on the left. What is rather complicated is that you have an institution, which it seems to me is open to criticism, and you have a rather extraordinary woman at the centre of it. That's really the complexity of it all. It's further complicated, I was saying this morning, you said, would you rather have President Blair or the Queen?
Hello, your name is Mr. Frears.
Oh, it's you again.
Now, I come from a place...
It's in my contract that you weren't going to be here.
Now, look, I come from a place where we're not too fond of the Queen, really,
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I
We used to rule over you, but there was no trouble, and now we don't, and it's all a nightmare.
How do you feel about her presence in the colonies these days? I mean, it's very different. How is this film going to fly outside of England too? How conscious
Why do you ask me? You're Australian.
We have to write about you. Nobody wants to write about me.
Sorry?
We have to write about you.
Well, I've no idea is the answer.
But how, when you were making the film, were you consciously making it?
I didn't think about Australia at all.
But what are your personal views? How were you brought up with the Queen in your own? Miss Mirren has shared with us her views.
I thought, put it rather well. I became aware of the Queen in, I think, 1997, when she was Princess Elizabeth and got married. So the Queen has been in my life, in my consciousness, for 60 years. That's longer than my wife or my children or my mother or anybody. She's been there longer than anybody else. So it doesn't need Freud to say that after time she enters your unconscious. Every time you stick a letter, you put a letter in the post, you put a picture of the Queen on the stamp and it goes in the post. So of course it seems to me you are dealing with matters that are deep inside.
But were you brought up in a household that was monarchist or Republican, or what? Was there any stance there?
Well, my parents voted for Labour, but I don't think the truth is that you don't spend a lot of time thinking about republicanism, because actually the Queen's there, the royal family's there, and there ain't going to be no change. So I don't remember conversations about it around the lunch table. But clearly in Australia these matters were.
I did a film in Australia many years.
First, congratulations. How intimidating was it to play a queen who lives today and who you've met probably and whatever?
It was the most frightening project to me. I mean, for all those reasons. Obviously, she's still alive. I think it's a no-win situation playing someone who's alive, because as good as you are, you'll never be attended as good as they are in themselves, so you can't really win. It was a very, very frightening project, but my first way in was through a wonderful voice coach called Penny Dyer, and I started with voice, and she worked on the